Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. Joining me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hey, guys.
And joining us as a guest tonight, she's getting a drink at the moment, is the Lord of Babies, basedmama.
Hey, everybody.
And I am your host, Scribelight, the Lord of not having an introduction. I know, it still sucks. I don't know. I don't have a name for myself. Whatever.
You need a name. Can't you be the Lord of Scribbling?
I don't draw.
Well, so what?
Well, it doesn't. That's kind of false advertising.
You really call scribbling drawing.
Well, ask Pollock. I mean, it happens. So how are you guys doing tonight?
Not bad at all.
Good.
Yeah.
So, Monkey, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
All of the kids are home. We're big family dinner.
You're doing it at your house?
Oh, yeah. Come here.
Uh-oh.
You're like, it's like you're crazy.
Uh-oh.
You don't have to be quiet. Come here.
It's baby.
Yo, hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Hi.
He said hi back. Can you say hi, chat?
Hi, Chat.
Say hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, my gosh.
She's staying the night in anticipation for Thanksgiving. She helped cook today.
Oh, that's right. Tell us how that went.
Really good. She we were trying to figure out how to let her help because there's a lot of cutting and what, baby? Turn it up. I got my headphones on. That's why you can't hear, honey.
Thank you, Diesel Dave. He says the Lord of Light. That sounds a little biblical.
That sounds awesome. Yes, use that.
Oh, so anyway, we settled on letting her cut up the Velveeta using the knives that you won't cut yourself when you're carving pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a lot of fun doing that.
That's good.
What, baby? You just pooped? Or do you need to poop? I need a moment, guys.
Okay.
Oh, life with kids.
Life with kids. So how are you, Mama?
I'm doing good. I decided not to bake pies this year, so I just went to Costco to get pies. And my fiance said, just get 2 pumpkins, an apple, and a pecan pie. So I go, and they're like, I thought I was just going to get like an 8-inch pie, but these things are like 18 inches wide. They're like humongous pies. So I'm like, are you sure you want me to get 2 pumpkin pies and all this? And he's like, yes. So I get it, and I have like 40 pounds of pie.
Oh, man. Let's see. I had a super chat before the stream started from New Fate 26. He says, or she says, I forget. My apologies. Zur says, won't be able to catch the stream since at work tonight. Hope everyone, both the Lords and chat, have a happy Thanksgiving. And the ad request is a sincere reminder about the importance of remembering December 7th. And I've got that on the list. So thank you, New Fate. I'll get to working on that for tomorrow night. Let's see. There's something else I was going to ask. So real quick, Mama, if you would tell us about the Kilroy event and the fundraiser link I have in the description for people if they're interested in donating.
Yes. The Kilroy event is a free speech conference. It's mostly about having panel discussions, and the way the panels are set up is to have, we're going to talk about different issues regarding free speech, free expression, and freedom of association. All those things covered in the First Amendment. So we're going to have one person that's for restriction in that area, one person that's against, someone, who's undecided or sort of in the middle, and then a moderator. And that's how the panels are going to be set up to discuss all of these issues regarding like free speech and expression. In comedy, is there ever like a line that you shouldn't cross or things like that? And actually just like talk about the stuff instead of not having the conversation. So it's going to be awesome. I can't make links in your chat, but right now we're fundraising, so we're pretty much in just the preliminary stages of that. But we have managed to our goal is to get 85,000, and we've already managed to get over 60,000, and
that's great.
And been up for a week. Awesome. So I'm like, holy crap!
And who's been confirmed to appear?
We have a few. We have quite a few people that are confirmed that aren't actually on the list, but you should be able to see this. I don't know. Do you share screen? I don't know.
Not often, but
It's Blair White, Bunty King, Andy and Chris Worski, Sargon, Jeff and Memory Holiday, Matt, Mundane Matt, some black guy, Rekka Ali, Roaming Millennial. So I know that'll make a lot of the boys happy. Obviously, Dave. TJ Kirk is going to be there. Myself, sorry. My fiance setting something up. Nick Groff, the Wizard of Cause. Arthur Rhetorical, I don't know if you guys know him. He's going to be talking about copyright and DMCA. So that'll be important if you have a YouTube channel or you want to have a YouTube channel. Brian Martinez from Honey Badger Radio. Mr. Repsion, and then Dimitri, I cannot pronounce this dude's last name, and Brian Edward from Mythicist Milwaukee. They're going to come and actually talk about what it was like for them to try to put on Mythicist and the backlash after they invited Sargon. So they're going to be talking about issues concerning like deplatforming and stuff like that. Andrew Torba from Gab AI. He's going to be talking about, getting deplatformed from the Apple Store. Chris Reagan is coming. Tim Poole and Nick Monroe and Luke Rudkowski. Thankfully, I didn't screw up his name. They're going to be talking about fairness in media reporting and fake news. Brittany Pettibone is there. Ray Vahey, Foxy Comedy. I don't know if you guys know him. I love him. He's freaking hilarious. But he just makes... Oh, she's so freaking adorable. I'm going to steal her. Okay, I have to be all business right now.
Keep going, I'm sorry.
Count Dankula. If Count Dankula's not in jail, he's going to be there.
yay!
And he'll be there actually talking with Tailed Featured. You guys know Tailed,
Yeah,
right?
Tailed.
Yeah, so Tailed's coming.
Cool.
They're going to talk about free speech laws and restrictions in Scotland. Lauren Southern and Peter Sweden. I actually don't know who Peter Sweden is, but that's fine. Zarathustra Serpent. He's my Jew boy crush. Like, I love him. Well, he's a Jewish philosopher. So I'm like, just say smart things. I don't care what you say. We have WM Tallboys and Connor Douglas and that girl with an opinion.
Ooh.
Oh, Sam's going.
I'm super excited.
That's cool.
We do have more people who are coming that aren't listed, and it'll change as interest is drawn and bigger names go. Oh, there's a thing happening. So, but we are talking to people. A lot of people want us to get in touch with Jordan Peterson, which we are trying to do. But man, he is really hard to get a hold of. Like, really hard to get a hold of.
Let's see real quick. Surfing Moose, thank you very much. Based Mama, good luck with Kilroy. Sadly can't make it. Scribe, ad about a men's fragrance, let's say Tom Ford, being sold by boobs. Yes, I wonder what that is in reference to. Thank you. Thank you, Surfing Moose. Let me get that on there. And I had another one from Mashisu. Mashisu, thank you. I have the perfect name for Scribe Light. The Lord of can't think of a name for himself, even if his life depended on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
that's fair enough.
And the baby asked for Mama. But which Mama?
She said Grandma.
Oh.
You're guys taking the box outside?
Yeah, we have to take these outside. We'll be right back. Okay.
No, you stay inside. It's cold.
They're so cute.
She's adorable.
Oh, she's our favorite.
I just want to hug her. She's so
Say loud.
Hey, Sky.
Oh gosh. It makes my heart melt.
I'm going to put the headphones on her. Do your silly voice. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Okay, talk to her in your silly voice.
Hi, Grand Monkey.
Hi.
How are you?
Are you okay? Hi, it's Barney. Hello.
Okay, she's moving the headphones.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Barney scared her apparently.
Here it is, baby. I do have a question, Base Mama.
Yes, sir.
Of all the names you've mentioned, they all seemed fairly conservative. Do you have counterpoints scheduled, or is that something we're hoping for in the future?
Well, here's the thing. we put out an open call, and we were like, if you want to come and express your viewpoint, you're more than welcome to come. We would love to have you. And we've been, I believe Steve Shaw said to go fuck ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
The one janitor said nah, and Christy Winter said if she wanted to watch largely white men sit in a room and complain about how they can't grab women without consequences and use the N-word, she would just watch the GOP rally.
Wouldn't it make more sense to watch a Hollywood movie?
So,
Yeah.
oh, shit. So that's
So
the response. But
the invitation's open, but
well,
nobody's
Michael
biting.
Rowland said that if it was crowdfunded, he would go.
Oh, okay.
So he might show up. I've actually been talking to the Bronx blogger in DMs, and he's pretty amenable. There's Zarathustra Serpent isn't actually conservative. Like, not many of these people really actually are.
Well,
it's just nobody's heard of them.
At least the ones that I've heard of, and I've heard of a lot of them, at least seemed to me that they would be on the free speech side. That's what I was wondering about, because
well, that's
I really
the thing.
wish
Free speech is doesn't really have a side. It has seasons. Because you remember, like in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, it was the religious right trying to shut down free speech.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their stupid obscenity laws and shit.
Well, we do have the other side right now. It's the Shivian side, where it's you can't give these ideas platforms, or they will spread because words are bad. So I do hope you get more of those kind of people just to watch them get shut down. But when it comes to moderators, how are you guys picking moderators?
We're looking for people who, can relatively unknown people. We've had quite a few people say, I'm kind of undecided on the issue, or I have a lot of questions. Because as far as moderators go, we want people who can keep the conversation moving. So a lot of people have volunteered, but again, we don't want a famous moderator who's going to jump into the fray, We want somebody who can ask the questions, keep the conversation going, that kind of thing. And the real problem is, this is so bizarre. The people who want to shut down free speech are also the ones calling it an echo chamber, are also the ones who won't show up. So it's like, all I could do is ask if you want to come, and if you tell me go fuck myself, well then don't bitch.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can do for you. But we were looking for moderators who seem to be pretty fair in their assessments and things like that. And we're also trying to plan in a few fireside chats, because a lot of people really wanted Styx, Hexenhammer, and Razorfist to be together in a room to prove that they're not the same person. So we're going to have them do a fireside chat together. So they are just going to sit there, and you're going to ask them questions. Because that, for whatever reasons, that is what the people want.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, best of luck on the fundraising and all that good stuff. I'm going to put the link again into the chat for people to get the information on that and take a look at the fundraiser if they are wanting to donate to that. And I wish I could make it too. April is unfortunately a bit early in the year for me to be able to take a vacation the way my work works out. So are you going to be at VidCon this year, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
see, you would be a good moderator. I really think you, well, maybe not Monkey, because he's probably you know what, I'm going to take this microphone and I'm going to beat you to death with it. But
Monkey would not be a good moderator, because the first time somebody said something stupid, I go, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I've always thought I could probably be a decent moderator, so long as I didn't have a major stake in either side of whatever the subject was. But who knows? Maybe someday.
And that's kind of what we're looking for in moderators is you don't really care, or you're not emotionally attached to it.
Yeah, and so, everybody in the chat knows I have no emotions whatsoever, so it's fine. Well, speaking of not being emotional, how about we talk about CNN, because that never hackles up my emotions at all.
CNN? What did they say now?
Well, it's not so much what they said today, but what happened today, because there's a naked old man out there on the internet. Texas representative apologizes for not having, quote, better judgment after anonymous tweet of graphic image. Texas Republican Representative Joe Barton on Wednesday apologized for not using better judgment while separated from his wife and in consensual relationships with women. The statement comes in response to an anonymous tweet that included a nude image of Barton. Sarah Dodd of Dodd Communications, who is helping Barton respond to the image, confirmed that the image is of him. Quote, while separated from my second wife prior to the divorce, I had sexual relationships with other mature adult women, Barton said in a statement. Each was consensual. Those relationships have ended. I am sorry I did not use better judgment during those days. I am sorry that I let my constituents down. Dodd told CNN that Barton
Can
did
I
not...
ask a question?
Mhm.
How did the picture get out?
Well, here's the thing. Dodd told CNN that Barton did not release the image himself and does not know who did. It's a real violation of privacy, she said. So is this revenge porn?
Sounds like.
Is that the one that Laura Loomer gave to InfoWars?
I have no idea. Why would Laura Loomer have a naked picture of Joe Barton?
Laura Loomer is just slimy and gross everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that was her that did that and then bragged about it. I'm like, how the hell did you get that picture?
I have no idea. But yeah, this is kind of weird because I'm not sure if people are like jumping on him as having done something wrong or they should be taking his side like they would Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, so he sent nudes to somebody he was in a relationship with.
Yes, according to him, they were relationships he was involved with in the course of a divorce, and they were consensual. And it was, he made bad judgment in sending out an image of himself, which is always bad these days. But it's not like it doesn't sound, barring somebody else saying something else, that he was doing anything directly inappropriate per se.
He wasn't. If he's in a relationship with someone and it's consensual and he sends nudes, not that I want to see his nudes, but isn't that like his business?
Yeah, it's his business. So this is right up there with, I mean, this falls in the same category as the fappening. This is somebody who had a private image leaked against their consent onto the intertubes that was never meant for public consumption. So,
which I'm pretty sure is illegal, by the way.
I'm pretty sure it is, or at least what depends is I forget. Was there a state or somewhere that passed revenge porn laws, or is that some? Am I thinking of someplace else?
I know there were states that were trying to. I can't remember if they actually did.
I'm pretty sure that sharing a private image is illegal in Texas. I'm like pretty positive. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure. That's wow. And why? Oh, like.
Yeah, naked old chubby old man.
I hate clicking links. I want you to know that I hate clicking links. You're a son of a bitch.
I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm like, now I've seen it.
Oh, you did? Well, that's okay. Now that was your choice. I didn't. No, I'm not going to look for it.
You're right.
I have no interest.
My choice.
I have no interest in looking up.
I chose to click the link to read along.
That's true.
Which part was he saying was a lapse in judgment? Sending the picture or the relationship itself?
I think the picture, taking the picture itself and sending it was probably his lapse in judgment because I don't think there's anything wrong with having consensual relationships.
Well, wasn't he? What was he?
Well, maybe
divorced or just
he was separated in the course of getting a divorce.
Okay.
It depends on how devout you are as whether or not that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think he really has much to apologize for there. That's
no, not really. He's
fucking business.
He's more of a victim here than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else do we have? Well, on the other side of the world, as far as like the other side of the aisle in the realm of harassment, let's see, Representative John Conyers won't resign his House seat, and he did not harass women, his lawyer says.
Conyers has been accused?
Oh yeah, he's last few days it's been on the
Oh, he's a lying liar face. That dude is known all over the place for playing grab ass.
Let's see. An attorney for embattled Representative John Conyers told CNN on Wednesday that the Michigan Democrat will not resign as he faces an investigation by the House Ethics Committee over allegations that he sexually harassed and discriminated against members of his staff. In a phone conversation with a CNN reporter, why don't you just name? You won't even name your own employees. I mean, you won't name your sources, but Jesus, just name your own employees. Get some credit. Attorney Arnold Reed said Conyers was taking the allegations very seriously, but did not plan to resign his House seat. Quote, Mr. Conyers is not going to resign, Reed said. If everybody that was facing allegations, including the president, resigned, we'd have a lot of unemployed people walking around. Well,
I don't see how that's bad. It's people in government.
Hi, Grand Monkey.
I'm sure we can.
But had to throw that dig at the president. That's
Yeah,
what that was about.
Oh, of course. It's all about Trump. You know, if CNN has taught me anything, it's that Trump is literally God, because he can make hurricanes happen. He can affect global climate change. He can make earthquakes happen. I mean, Jesus Christ, he can do everything.
Let's see.
Because no matter what happens, it always leads back to Trump.
Reed's comments come hours after the Washington Post published a report that included allegations from Melanie Sloan, a Washington, D.C. lawyer who worked for Conyers in the 1990s. In the report, Sloan alleged that Conyers had harassed and verbally abused her, and that her appeals for help from congressional leadership were ignored. Asked to respond to Sloan's allegations, Reed said he was not sure there was a story. Quote, one of the things that comes to mind is I'm not even sure why it's a story, because the individual admits that my client didn't harass her from a sexual perspective. Okay. Reed also cast doubt on Sloan's assertion that she couldn't get anyone to listen or to stop the harassment. Quote, when you read what is being said here juxtaposed to how powerful she was and how she initiated investigations on other people she mentioned in the story, it is fundamentally incongruous with her statements, he said. Well, I don't know all that stuff, but anyway, so yeah, Conyers, why not?
Sounds about right.
Thank you,
I'm
William
legitimately
Savage.
surprised it took this long. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, William Savage. First, thanks for doing what you do, Lords of the Night. Second, hello, Base Mama. Third, an ad for hydrofluoric acid, not TV. Not TV. What does
Please
that mean?
clarify.
Yeah, clarify. You mean an ad? So I don't know what that means. Like, do you want a movie ad for like, see the thrilling adventure of hydrofluoric acid? Like, I don't know. Let's see, William Savage. Okay, I got that one down. Yeah, it's post a little clarification there. Janix Bizzle says, Scribelight, I'm sorry for not being here a long time. Well, no need to apologize. You know, all the streams are archived, so if you want to go catch up, there's a lot of hours there. But what's Grand Monkey doing now? I need a cute report.
She is standing over here singing, playing with a penny.
William Savage says, not TV means not Breaking Bad, meaning the real capabilities of its causes. Oh, so you just want a ad describing the uses and functions of hydrofluoric acid. Okay, I can do that. Nothing funny, just a real report. Okay.
He's all over it.
Yeah, I'll make something out of it. Somehow I'll also make it creepy. I don't know how. Let's see, what else do we have? We don't have not a whole lot happened today, but I do have this one I wanted to share because of our conversation last night about net neutrality. I think Monkey will find this interesting. This comes from our friends at the Washington Post, who is, of course, the nexus of all news now. Investigation of fake net neutrality foes has been stymied by the FCC, New York Attorney General says. The report started trickling out in May, in the weeks after the Federal Communications Commission had begun soliciting public comments on a proposal to repeal net neutrality rules that govern the flow of information on the internet. A large number of messages lambasting the Obama-era regulation began appearing on the FCC's public forum with the same text. While it is not unusual for commenters to use form letters provided by activist groups, people began complaining that they hadn't submitted the comments that carried their names and identifying information. They were being impersonated. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman started to investigate after noticing that many of these comments involved people in New York, but there was an unexpected roadblock along the way. The FCC declined to cooperate with his office's investigation, he said, rebuffing requests for logs and other records associated with the comments. The disclosure that the FCC had denied the Schneiderman's request, he's the only one? Okay. Thank you, Washington Post. You're right up there with CNN. Denied the Schneiderman's request was made in an open letter he wrote to FCC Chairman Ajit Pai this week. Schneiderman wrote that the FCC's public comment process for the regulation change, which is required by law, quote, has been corrupted by the fraudulent use of Americans' identities. Such conduct likely violates state law, yet the FCC has refused multiple requests for crucial evidence in its sole possession that is vital to permit that law enforcement investigation to proceed, he wrote. In doing so, the perpetrator or perpetrators attacked what is supposed to be an open public process by attempting to drown out and negate the views of the real people, businesses, and others who honestly commented on this important issue. And that's the gist. And of course, the FCC is not responding and not doing anything to assist.
Okay.
Well, of course not. They want to they want to choke you out is basically what it is. Because like, if they restrict you, right, then you're going to have only a certain amount of time to be on certain platforms, right? Because it'll start like falling into your data plan and stuff like that. So you're going to prioritize, especially your social media stuff. And it's going to create monopolies if there aren't already monopolies there.
Yeah. Now this is
you're only going to pick certain sites.
Yeah, they're trying to stuff the ballot box more or less, and you know, I mean, presumably people pay attention to the public comments. This is why it is so much more important, everybody listening, that if you have an opinion on this, that you call your representatives in Congress and you let them know what you think about this issue, rather than do it through the FCC, because obviously somebody's screwing around with that, and your better route to doing anything about it is through your representatives. Thank you again, William Savage. Just to piss in your cornflakes, an ad selling the Netflix Punisher series as the best version of that character in non-comic media thus far. Oh, fuck you.
That's funny.
Fuck.
That's
Tell you what, William. Wow, I will. I'm going to be gritting my teeth as I read that one, especially since tomorrow morning sometime I'm going to be doing my Punisher review stream, which I already have my notes all laid out for. Yeah, thanks, William. I'll totally not inject some sarcasm into my reading of that.
Can I have my pen back?
No. Oh,
okay.
She has your pen.
Yeah, she was drawing on my Post-it notes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you did with your Post-it notes. Oh, there they are.
Oh, she's such a cutie. Let's see. I was going to move on to MSS News, unless we had any other big stories to discuss ahead of time.
No, works for me.
No, I'm good.
Okay, let's see.
I've got about 30 minutes, and then I have to flee.
Okay, well, we'll rush through a couple real quick, and then when we get to the 15-minute mark, we'll talk about YouTube time.
I don't think you guys can hear, but
well, I gotta tell you, I enjoy. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Grand Monkey has taught herself how to burp.
Yay!
Over here just burping.
Yay!
Keep going. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Chat, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. I can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely take a look. And please, by all means, do not tag us in your news selections. Just use the hashtag. If you only tag us, we probably won't see them. And if you tag us and use the hashtag, you're just drowning our feed, which, you know, is not helpful when we get so many other communications otherwise. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have that's going to jump out at me here? Oh, yeah, there was one about an NSYNC boy, I think. No, Backstreet Boy, my bad. This one comes from senior staff reporter Colleen Bernier. I think my sister would like this one because she hates Nick Carter. Nick Carter is accused of rape by former pop singer Melissa Schumann. Never heard of her. Backstreet Boy shocked and saddened by the allegations.
Night, baby.
Night,
ladies. Scribe says night.
Bye.
Night, Scribe.
Mama says night.
Hi, Lady
Good
Monkey.
night.
Let's see.
Monkey.
Nick Carter has been accused by former teen pop singer Melissa Schumann of rape. Schumann, now 33, detailed the alleged incident on her personal blog earlier this month, alleging that Carter had raped her when she was 18 and he was 22. Carter, now 37, responded to the allegations in an exclusive statement to People magazine. I am shocked and saddened by Miss Schumann's accusations. Melissa never expressed to me while we were together or at any time since that anything we did was not consensual. We went on to record a song and perform together, and I was always respectful and supportive of Melissa both personally and professionally. This is the first that I'm hearing about these accusations nearly 2 decades later. It is contrary to my nature and everything I hold dear to intentionally cause someone discomfort or harm. Schumann, then a part of the all-girl teen group Dream. I obviously don't keep up with teen pop groups because I've never heard of them. Wrote Carter had invited
I got
her.
Kids about that age. I never heard of her.
The groups came and went so fast. Unless you made like $1 zillion billion or something, nobody cared. Let's see. She wrote that Carter had invited her over to his house during a day off from a movie they were both starring in. Oh, I'm sure that was a blockbuster. Schumann wrote that she had brought her roommate with her and claimed the boy band singer brought her into the bathroom and they had started kissing. It was then, she wrote, that Carter allegedly began to unbutton her pants and ignored her objections before allegedly performing oral sex on her. Schumann claimed he then demanded she perform oral sex on him. Despite allegedly telling Carter that she was a virgin and was waiting until marriage to have sex, Carter allegedly led her to his bedroom, where she claims that he raped her. Quote, he threw me on the bed and climbed on top of me. Again, I have told him that I was a virgin and I didn't want to have sex. I told him that I was saving myself for my future husband. I said it over and over again. He whispered in my ear as to entice me, quote, I could be your husband. Ugh.
Creepy.
Whether it's true or not, that's
so gross.
That's creepy as hell. Anyway.
I can be your husband.
I can be your husband. Let's see. Thank you, Johnny Bravo. Make an ad about an ad making firm that subcontracts its ads out to a Chinese ad farm. Adception. All right, I will try. I don't know. You're worse than sanguine. Well, maybe not.
I just want to say right now, Johnny Bravo, I'm calling you out. Come to Kilroy.
All right. God.
I want to meet this motherfucker so bad. You don't know.
What else do we have?
I have to see the man behind the mask. It's driving me crazy.
What else is going on? Do we have any Florida man stories or anything? Let's see. We talked about the Laurier University apology last night. Here we go. We got a Florida man story. All right. This one comes from Brian O'Connor Jr. And what do we have? Police, man crashes car to highlight dangerous intersection.
Well, okay.
That's one way to do it. Claremont, Florida. Florida. Authorities say a man angered over people driving dangerously through a busy intersection appeared to intentionally cause a crash there to highlight the problem. The Daily Commercial, that's a great name for a newspaper, reports 61-year-old Bruce John Homer, having 3 first names, that's great, told Lake County Sheriff's Office deputies who responded to the Sunday afternoon accident that he was frustrated law enforcement wouldn't crack down on people running through a stop sign at the intersection. The driver of the SUV that was hit says Homer pulled out in front of him as he was going through the intersection. The driver says Homer approached him after the crash, telling him he'd run the stop sign and law enforcement, quote, won't do anything until someone dies. So you're going to kill somebody to make something happen? That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect sense.
Just like, what?
What else? Let's see. Okay, this one comes from senior staff reporter Jack the motherfucking Cochran. Motherfucker. That's his name now. Intruder with axe ruins 300 gallons of maple syrup, Vermont couple says. Okay.
All right.
A Vermont couple says someone entered their sugar house, smashed maple sugaring equipment, put holes into 8 maple syrup bottles, and stole 12 gallons of syrup this week. Alan Mayer of Bristol told police that someone entered the sugar house sometime between Monday evening and Tuesday evening, according to a police news release. In a telephone interview, Cindy Mayer said she and her husband had been preparing their products for an upcoming craft fair where they do business as Mayer Maple Producers. On Tuesday, they discovered holes in the bottling tanks, evaporator, and pans, which Cindy Mayer said appeared to have been made with an axe. They just went through and trashed it, basically. She had no estimate of the damage. Their entire season's worth is on the floor. That sucks. So
Yeah, that's.
I'm just thinking, like, you have to clean up all that maple syrup, like. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross. And the ants, there'll just be ants everywhere.
This is how we get ants. Let's see. Jack Cochran also sent us a deep topic article from Everyday Feminism. 10 steps to a fat, shame-free Thanksgiving. I'll hold that one for later.
Fine.
Hold that one for later.
No, we might as well do it. I'm already like, ugh.
Oh, no, we have deep topic time. You want me to read that now?
Well, if you want to do it for deep topics, I'm like, fat shaming works.
All right, well, here, we'll go over real quick. We'll go over the 10 steps real quick. This is from Everyday Feminism. 10 steps to a fat, shame-free Thanksgiving. And this is written by A. Lynn. The letter A and then Lynn. Sounds legit. And this article originally appeared on Nerdy Feminist. Well, gosh. Oh, and there's a content warning. Content warning.
Trigger warning.
Fat shame, body/food policing. Okay.
Fuck off.
As you probably know, Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the United States. The good news is that it's a time to enjoy seeing friends and family and be reflective about all the wonderful things you have in your life. The bad news is that it's riddled with myths. It kicks off the most consumerist time of the year, and it involves a whole lot of fat shaming and food policing. It can be really hard for those of us who are fat positive and body accepting to get through this time. If you need a little help, check out this guide to surviving the holidays in a fat shaming environment. And for the fat shamers themselves, here are 10 quick and easy steps to being a good person at your turkey day this week. Number 1, don't make any comments about anyone's body.
Fuck off.
I'm just going to go through the tips, unless there's something really interesting inside of the undertext here. Number 2, don't make any comments about your own body.
All
right.
Really?
Okay.
Food policing and language policing.
If you think that breast is big, no, sorry.
Holy shit.
I'll shut up now.
Damn. Let's see. Number 3, learn about concern trolling.
What's concern?
Okay, now let's see. It's an impulse to say, quote, but I really care about this person and I'm really concerned about his or her weight or health, especially when the person in question is a family member. Kath, Kath, like Catherine. Okay, Kath at Fat Heffalump. What the fuck is a fat heffalump?
That's a Winnie the Pooh reference.
Oh, yeah. So Kath at Fat Heffalump, I'm assuming that's like a publication or something, has a lot of great reading about why this is a problematic stance and how to differentiate it from genuine concern. Genuine concern versus concern trolling. And who, might I ask, decides which is which?
The fat people.
Would that be the person, quote unquote, taking the offense by any chance? All right, and number 4. Sorry. What's that? Sorry, what?
No, good. I'm just over here IRL real-time shit posting. That's all
fine.
I'm doing. Feel free to ignore me.
By all means. No, I don't ignore you. I don't ignore women. I'm not Harvey Weinstein.
Hey, he didn't ignore women.
That's true. He didn't ignore women. He really
didn't ignore them enough.
Yeah, he really gave them some attention. Number 4, don't make comments about anyone's food consumption.
Step away from the Cheetos.
I was about to say, stay away from Italian families. They will talk to you about your food consumption if you're not eating enough. Number 5.
That is true, but then you have waspy families that are like, are you really going to have that second plate?
That's true too. But man, plates are so yummy.
I know, right? Especially the paper ones with the decorations.
I know. Oh, the fiber.
Did you just help him with a dad joke?
Of course she did. She's so mama that she's dad at this point. She's like gone. She's gone like the horseshoe kind of thing. She's come back around. She's practically like she's almost a patriarchal figure after being so much of a mama.
Listen, dad jokes are the best jokes.
They are. You should have seen last night. It was Monkey and Polydub and then me. And then Weebo Jones said something to the effect of, and somebody timestamped this on last night's stream, and I laughed at it this morning. She said something like, wow, it's a stream with 2 velvet voices and Kermit the Frog. And I leaned forward and I said, oh, Miss Piggy sounds angry. And she just
I actually told Lady Becky about that she missed that. It's
hilarious. There's one of our viewers last night time-stamped it in one of the comments, and I went right to it. It's hilarious. It's like at an hour 53 or something. Awesome. Let's see. Number 5, resist the urge to keep track of anyone's food consumption.
No, if somebody's eating too much of the pie and I want some, we're going to talk about it.
Oh, word. Like, get off my pecan pie there, or I'll cut you.
Yeah, don't
fuck around.
Don't bogart the stuffing, dude.
I will get you with that electric knife. God damn it!
Oh shit, that's serious. Number 6, don't acknowledge changes in anyone's body. Fuck you. What if I want to compliment somebody losing weight? That's not a bad thing.
And if you don't,
if you're like 9 months pregnant,
right? Exactly.
Oh, for fuck's sake! How about you don't tell me how to be? I'm a grown-ass man.
You're a grown-ass man? So am I.
That's right.
Number 7, reserve judgment. Reserve judgment. The snapshot of someone's diet and behavior that you gather from spending a holiday together is clearly not the full picture of their lifestyle, so don't judge them based on limited interactions around the table. Have you ever been to a family Thanksgiving? It's nothing but a judgment fest.
Listen, if you're a big fat ass and you're eating like 6 fucking plates of food at Thanksgiving, I'm gonna fucking judge you. And I'm gonna be really, really harsh because clearly this is a habit for you.
Yeah. You're gonna get a
fuck that.
No, it's all medical. It's not their fault.
All right.
Oh yeah. It's my glands. I have a glandular disorder.
Oh Lord. Number 8, speak out against fat phobic and body shaming comments.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather have peace at my Thanksgiving dinner. Politics and religion is more than enough to cause problems in Thanksgiving. Number 9, apologize and respect boundaries.
Apologize.
I apologize.
Yeah, so when I say get off my fucking pie, you better say I'm sorry and back the fuck away.
Yes.
Oh. And number 10, seriously, just don't talk about anyone's body. Yes, that gets repeated because it's that important. If you follow that rule always, then the rest are unnecessary, really. Jesus Christ.
They're like, don't comment on each other's bodies. Is this like hillbilly Thanksgiving? Like, who's really paying that much attention to their family's bodies? That's fucking weird.
I don't know. All right, well, we will pause on MSS news stuff. We might do a couple others during deep topic time if we find something. But let's talk YouTube time while we still have Mama here. Mama, what are you doing on YouTube, or what's latest and greatest?
I haven't really been doing a whole hell of a lot because of Kilroy. Yeah. But for those of you who caught the late night Kumite, I whipped the fucking shit out of Joy Sparkles finally. And we're all done with that now.
Late night Kumite? Is that Bloodsport reference right there?
Yes, it is. And that's Tonka runs it on his channel.
Nice. So what did you do against Joy Sparkles? I'm not familiar with it. So what happened?
Here's what happened. Geek Thulu and Chambers of My Heart had beef. So they got on the stream because the Kumite is about like, we're going to have the YouTube drama and you're going to work your shit out, right? It's like, that's what it is. So Geek Thulu called in Joy Sparkles to argue with him against Chambers. So it was like a 2-on-1 thing. And I'm like, clackety clack at the keyboard answering fucking emails. And I get this like, Chambers needs help, get in. And I'm like, what? So I get in and I'm like, oh, this bitch. Okay, let's fucking go. Because I've been waiting for a long time to say my piece. So I fucking did. And she had nothing to say. And I called her out on her fucking talking real fast like a car salesman and shit. So it was nice to finally just let about 7 months of withheld anger just flow at the correct target.
Cool.
It's nice. And I apparently won that. So kabam.
So do you have time lately to do your videos like you used to, or is it just all?
God, no.
Yeah.
I literally spent 12 hours today doing nothing but answering emails of questions about Kilroy.
Holy cow.
I'm so tired.
Oh, I figure we jumped the gun a little bit on the YouTube format, and you have some. Would you like to talk about the YouTube drama you were mentioning just before the stream started?
Oh yes. Mama?
Which exactly?
That's you.
The Acadian
There's
stuff.
always YouTube drama.
Acadian
Oh,
times.
yeah. Well, I don't want to make it like this is the all about Kilroy stream or like the waiting for Kilroy stream.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
It's your time. Go for it.
So I used to work with the FBI for counterterrorism. So we got a sort of vague threat from the Acadian Times Twitter handle. So I called up my buddy over there and I was like, look, this is getting kind of weird and people are trying to shut it down. This fucking Twitter guy was like, I'm going to alert. He like tags the Antifa in it. So I send it over to him and he's like, well, Antifa being tagged and this is a veiled threat. So we're going to take it pretty seriously and rule it credible. So I'm like, I don't know who all is involved in the Acadian Times, but they're now on the FBI's radar. So good job, dumbasses.
Well, what are for those that don't know, what are the Acadian Times known for to this point, at least?
The Acadian Times is a hate website that Christie and the Brain Trust set up to basically obsess weirdly over Sargon and Bear.
Right.
And it's fucking weird, man. Like
it is.
It's creepy. Like, let's just call it what it is. She's a stalker. It's weird. So, and people are like, go ahead.
So if you saw my video about Sophane and his interactions with Christy Winters, I read from the Acadian Times. And yeah, it is literally nothing but Bering and Sargon bitching.
Jesus.
Yeah. So people were asking me to invite her, and I'm kind of like, I'm really reticent to do that because that's like inviting a celebrity and their stalker to the same place.
Right.
And that's weird.
Well, I'm
not going to do that.
You're not a real skeptic event or free speech convention without someone trying to shut you down. So
obviously,
obviously.
Well, we kind of we figured we would get like the local loonies that showed like the 14 people who showed up at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
This is Arizona, man. Even our liberals carry guns here. They're very pro free speech, and you're going to have a really hard time finding anybody here that's going to be like, yeah, let's protest speaking freely and openly about critical social issues. Like, it's not going to happen. So I thought it was pretty funny that they were trying to alert people in Arizona. This is a place where you can carry guns on school campuses. Okay.
Right.
Get with the times, or at least like look it up, maybe get a gauge on just how libertarian the state is before you start trying to call Antifa in, because that shit don't work out here.
Oh, Antifa, boy, their star has fallen real quick. You don't even hear about those guys anymore.
I thought it was really funny, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny.
You saw that dude get popped in the nuts with the pepper ball, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, that's when the cops are in charge of things. How do you think that shit's gonna go over?
Yeah, I just like the videos of them like crowding around a garbage can, throwing it over, and cheering like something happened.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Did you see? I gotta find it because it'll make you laugh for days. The Black Lives Matter rally outside of the Phoenix Police Department, when this guy picked up a brick to throw it through the bulletproof glass and it bounced off and hit him in the face.
Nice.
That was spectacular.
Oh man.
Let's see. But
so,
yeah,
Let's see. Since we only got a few minutes left, was there any projects upcoming or any streams that you're going on soon that you'd like to plug?
I do have, if I can ever get around to actually editing it, I did talk to another YouTuber named Nuance Bro, and he kind of does man on the street interviews with people at different rallies and events. And the one I really recommend checking out is the Muslim ban protest that he went to. Because usually he just sort of asks you a question and then he asks you a follow-up, and it kind of causes people to kind of sit and think about their position. And sometimes it's just fun. It's just funny. And that goes left or right. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's just kind of funny. But when he went to the Muslim ban rally, he started getting followed by people and kind of heckled and harassed by people. And it really weirded him out. The area, and he's Persian. And he didn't think he would really catch a whole lot of guff, being a minority and the subject of this ban. But they really started to track him.
If you got a link to that, I can put it in the description. Yeah, so just DM it to me and I'll add it in. Cool.
I can do that.
Let's see. Monkey, what have you been working on?
Absolutely nothing. I helped make Thanksgiving dinner. I was the chopper.
The chopper. Oh yeah.
Lots of stuff has to be cut up for Thanksgiving dinner.
I suppose that's true. Let's see. I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving. I did put out a video today, briefly, just as per tradition, just shortly before the stream started. It is the first of 2 that I'll have out before the weekend is over with. I might even have a third out because I found something today that caught my eye, and it was quick, and I did a little script for it. So I'll see if I can work on that too. But today's entry was from She Knows Media, who has a penchant for using children as their spokespeople to profess their ideology. And and so the last video I did on them, or the first video I should say I did on them, it was teaching children about what being trans is and what gender fluidity is and blah, 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 coming from a trans man talking to a bunch of prepubescent children who, when you watch the video, they're like, so what's sexual orientation? They're like, I don't know. And the best one is the little girl where they're like, what's intersex? And she's like, when you have sex indoors. You just want to say, oh, you cute, smart ass little kid. You need to get out of that room right now. Those people are crazy. But this time around, it was showing children highly sexualized advertisements, like print advertisements, and then having them go, oh, that's awful. And I'm like,
that is so bad for kids.
Yeah, well, I'm like, whatever. But the Tom Ford one where you've got a bottle of his cologne resting in between a lady's breast that she's cupping, or
nice way to work that one in.
Yeah, a Carl's Jr. ad. We got 3 bikini girls holding up a burger, and like all the girls are and the kids are like, oh, that's awful. That shouldn't even be an ad these days. Oh my God, it's so horrible. And I'm like, well, it's horrible that you've got a bunch of grown adults showing kids naked women and sexualized all this other stuff when they're like, not even in their teens yet, and then having them bark out the outrage of it all. So, yeah,
what all this does is create like hyper conservative adults, because they're going to be like, you don't know what's wrong with these people, they're crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I mentioned in there, it's like, when you listen to them, and the thing is, I don't usually do videos on kids, but at this stage of the game, and in this particular instance, I don't feel like I'm critiquing the kids so much as I'm critiquing the people that put the kids up to be doing this. And as each one sort of stated their offense, I was like, well, welcome to the Junior Tone Policing Cadets program, because that's where you're headed. Thank you, Irate Prostate. Irate Prostate is paying for an ad for himself, actually. Remember that Irate Prostate will be streaming with Chris Worski tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific, on Irate Prostate's channel.
All right.
Yes.
Prostate, send me a link to your channel. I don't know if I have it offhand, and I will put it in the description for you, because I'm a nice guy like that. Let's see. What else? I don't have any other YouTube stuff. Yeah, I've still got my diversity women's forum corporate speech thing I'll be putting together over the next day or so. And then the other one was a community college student teaching us about what oppression really means, which was interesting when the first thing he does is give us the incorrect definition of the word, which I loved.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like oppression means blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, what you've described is aristocracy, which is a completely different concept. So anyway, I'll get to that. But you got a split, Mama, or?
Yeah, I do. Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry I have to split. I feel bad.
No. It's nice that we haven't talked to you in quite a while. It's nice to have you on. And anytime you're welcome on if you want to come on and sit in for a bit or whatever. And everybody
just throw me the link, man.
Oh yeah, no, I certainly will. So everybody take a look at the Kilroy event. Sorry, what?
I said this is such a nice break from answering emails. I'm just very happy.
We aim to please. You heard it from Based Mama, guys.
Sure do.
Lords of the Night is better than answering emails.
Indeed.
Everybody check out the Kilroy event link in the description to look at the fundraiser and the list of speakers that are already listed and all the other stuff going on. Support it if you can.
Yes, and the speakers list will keep changing as more and more people get interested and decide to come.
Sure. And if you know of a, let's say, social justice type who you think you might be able to convince to give it a shot or to contact Kilroy about being a speaker, they could use some opposing viewpoints because, don't want to have an echo chamber. That's the word.
And getting told go fuck yourself doesn't really help.
Yeah, I mean that's a kind of input, but not really productive. Well, Mama, thanks again for coming on.
Email me.
Oh,
okay.
No, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just going to give the contact so you can actually contact me about that. It's just basedmama@kilroyevent.com. There you go.
Okay, I'll put that in the description as well, so everybody's got that.
And remember, she loves email.
Oh yeah, she loves email.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, is Based Mama all one word?
Yeah.
Okay, Based Mama at KilroyEvent.com. Got it. All right. Well,
guys, there's that sons of bitches.
Got it there. Well, thank you for coming on, Mama. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope the family and all the children and all the brew does not give you too much stress and you have a good time with the family in the next couple of days.
Oh,
yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Well, let's see. What did I... And go back to the actual stream so I can watch the stream stuff. All right, well, there was Mama. And I forgot to mention, guys, if you didn't already know, SDA is absent tonight and for the rest of the week because she is with family herself for Thanksgiving. So she will be back on Monday per usual. And Monkey and I are on a... Well, actually, after today, we'll be back on our regular schedule because Thursday will be you, and then Friday will be me, and then Saturday will be you again.
Friday, we'll be back on a regular schedule. I don't usually.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thursday, that's right. My bad. Even I get confused. So now we're back to the second hour, which is the Scribe and Money Show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did you want to do more MSS news, or did you have a deep topic, or was there something else you wanted to talk about?
To be honest, I haven't thought of much today. So if you want to pull up some more MSS news, we can talk about that.
Sure. What do we have? Oh. I'm going to keep retweeting this until people know the truth. The struggle is real. Uh-oh. All right. Well, this comes from the Jack motherfucking Cochran. So what is it? Deep topics situation. All right. This is from a publication called The Student Life. It was posted on November 10th originally. And the headline is Insiders and Outsiders in the Outdoors. Okay, so this is deep topic material, apparently.
Okay.
Comfort in a space is a privilege.
Oh.
Like many forms of privilege, it is left unobserved and overlooked by those who have it. People at the 5 Cs, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
The 5 Cs feel comfortable in the spaces they can claim ownership over and uncomfortable in spaces where they cannot. Okay. But those comfortable in a space often remain ignorant of their privilege because, paradoxically, those who are uncomfortable in the space will rarely enter it. I'm getting disoriented with all of this space.
Yeah, you have a super chat if you want to.
All right, let's take a break from that for a second. Terry Diamantis, thank you. Just keeping the name Scribe and Money accurate.
Thank you very much.
That's right. And now gum money. We haven't talked about gum money in a while. That was always the $2 donations. Gum money.
Yeah.
I could buy that stick of gum I always wanted. What are the 5 Cs? I don't know. They keep referring to this, and I don't know what they are. If anybody in the chat knows what a 5, and it's the number 5 and the letter C, plural. 5 Cs. I don't know what that's referring to. So, the 5 Cs are known for their prominent outdoor programs, such as Pitzer Outdoor Adventure and On the Loose, which are some of the most funded extracurricular activities at the Claremont colleges. Oh, maybe maybe there's 5 Claremont colleges. Those are the 5 Cs, the 5 Claremonts or something. Anyway, what are we getting to? Okay. Historically, white people in imperialist conquests have appropriated land as their own. North America rightfully belongs to indigenous communities. Actually, it rightfully belongs to the dinosaurs. If you want to get real specific about those who have passed away on the land that we currently stand on, it belongs to giant lizards.
I'm so tired of this rightfully. No. Okay. Yeah. Let's in today's world, yeah, if somebody started taking land, we would stop them and go, no, you can't do that. The way it happened historically, winner takes all. That's just how it is. It's how the entire fucking world has been settled. Kiss my ass.
Ryan Rollins says, this is either the actual definition of the 5 Cs or his guess. I'm not quite sure which. Communication, culture, connections, comparisons, and communities. Okay, maybe. W.R. Costin, thank you so much. Could I get an ad for that stick of gum that you've always wanted? Oh, man. See, that was a phrase that my father grained into me a long time ago. I forget the context in which I first heard it, but lately it's like if I'm at the grocery store and I've used one of those club card deals, and the person behind the counter says, "Oh, today you saved $1.37," and I say, "Golly, I can buy that stick of gum I always wanted," and usually gets a laugh or a weird stare because it's, I guess it's a very antiquated sort of quip, or most people don't get it, but I still say it almost reflexively. So yeah, that's just me maybe. But yes, W.R. Costin. Sorry, Emperor W.R. Costin. I forget to do that from time to time. Please don't execute me. All right, so what are we getting to this here? Yeah, the ownership of the land from people that are long dead that used to be here, blah, 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 blah. I hate to tell you this, sentimentality is not a deed. And even if it was, it only lasts as long as somebody's living there. North America rightfully belongs to indigenous communities, yet it has been taken away from them by force. Consequently, a false sense of ownership of nature permeates white America. How much land did one Indian tribe steal from other Indian tribes over the course of history? I mean,
well, none, because they were all very nice, very nice.
Yeah, they all set up borders on which they never crossed, nor warred over, nor conquered the other, and everybody was happy and no one fought. Because that's how human beings work, regardless of what your skin color is.
And they never had slaves.
Of course not. It never happened. Never, ever, ever. Similarly, the image of modern outdoor enthusiasts. All
right.
Our author is from CNN. Or the Washington Post, depending. Okay, but anyway, I will read it as it is written. Similarly, the image of modern outdoor enthusiasts is white, as is the historical image of a naturalist. The great icons of nature, John Muir, Walt Whitman, Henry David Thoreau, are all white men. You don't say.
No.
At present, most famous rock climbers are also disproportionately white. What the fuck does that have to do with it? Famous rock Monkey, name a famous rock climber.
Edmund Hillary.
A white man.
Of course.
You bastard.
He's the only person I know who climbs
yeah,
rocks.
A famous rock climber. God, I don't. Rock climber. I'm trying to think. Maybe Mankind from WWE. I mean, he climbed the rock once or twice.
It could be.
I know that's a horrible joke. Never mind. I tried really. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage climbed the rock. In the Rock. I'm going to stop now.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Monkey's a communist because he hasn't seen The Rock. I mean, this is one of those movies that we will have to do for one of our movie streams at some point because he needs to see that movie. It is a movie he should have seen. Let's see. In addition to racial barriers, financial barriers also prevent access to the outdoors.
What?
Walk outside. I don't know what to tell you. Many national parks are hundreds of miles from large cities. Oh, so only national parks qualify as the outdoors? Consequently,
ask the homeless how
it
takes to be outdoors.
Consequently, only those with access to a vehicle and money for gas will be able to enjoy them. You're right. You're absolutely right. If you do not have a vehicle and you do not have money, your options are limited for a lot of things like, I don't know, living, which is probably a higher priority than running around in the woods on your free time.
Or reading articles on the internet.
Yeah. Similarly, only students with economic privilege have the resources to attend summer programs that teach wilderness skills.
Read a book.
Read a book. Read a book. Read a motherfucking book. Okay. Thus, the emphasis on acquiring requisite skills and specific knowledge in order to access the outdoors excludes low-income individuals. Okay. The exclusion is further perpetuated by the use of obscure outdoor lingo in descriptions of.
You have a super chat if you want to take it.
Fuck this. Fuck it. How dare you use slang to try to exclude people who are poor from. Anyway, Sanguine, thank you very much. Drive-by super chats before my commute home. A weekend at Bernie's-esque comedy about El Cid. Oh, nice. Jesus. Good God. All right. Sanguine Studios. All right, add that to the list. Thank you, Sanguine. Yeah, I'm done with this one. I'm not gonna. This is, and after the other day, I'm kind of wary about some of these things that sound so ridiculous that they aren't total trolls or total makeup.
I can't say that it's not fake, but I've heard this line of thinking before for all kinds of things.
Okay.
Poor people can't do it, so it's exclusionary.
Right. Actually, I think I've heard that too.
Well, that's kind of how capitalism works. Sorry.
Is this true? Okay. This so still on MSS News. This one comes from Pincalo the driver, or Eric the driver, or just the driver. Excuse me. Star Trek actor LeVar Burton has been getting angry tweets meant for LeVar Ball.
Oh, who's LeVar Ball?
He's the father of one of those kids that stole sunglasses in China.
Oh, okay.
Actor LeVar Burton played Geordi LaForge in Star Trek, and he has a somewhat similar name to outlandish basketball father. Wouldn't you love to have that be your moniker, basketball father?
Yes.
Basketball father. Yeah, basketball father LeVar Ball. It's just close enough for Burton to be on the wrong end of Twitter hate meant for Ball. As Ball's feud with Donald Trump escalated into a bizarre interview with CNN, more tweets intended for Ball have ended up in Burton's mentions. Burton's Twitter handle is LeVar Burton, while Ball's is LeVar Big Baller. It would really take a lot to confuse the two, but nonetheless, Twitter found a way. Burton joked about the misguided Twitter vitriol on Tuesday. Quote, "One of many slights I am having to endure these days. Thanks." And the tweet he's retweeting is, "At LeVar Burton, You're a has-been actor with a thief for a son, and Trump is the president of the United States. Get the picture?
Oh, so they didn't even like accident. They think
No.
LeVar Burton is actually the guy's
Yeah.
dad.
Thank
Oh
you,
my God.
Thank you, Sanguine. Research ad for The Night is a movie about the origin of the SAS. Wait, so having to research El Cid isn't a research ad? Whoa, you're setting the bar all over the place, Sanguine. I'll tell you what. But the SAS, sure. Which I know is the Special Air Service, which is sort of like the British version of the CIA or Special Forces kind of thing, kind of a combo. All right, Sanguine. Got it on the list. Let's see what else. But it's something that has gone on the past week. A fake Donald Trump account made the same mistake. Great. And what else? And then they have other tweets from other people. Yeah, leave LeVar Burton alone. He's like one of the most benign people on the planet. Though the way things are going these days, we'll find out that LeVar Burton has like 20 teenage women locked up in his basement or something. You know,
LeVar Burton sexually harassed Worf.
Yeah. Yes. You heard it here first, folks. A Klingon reports sexual harassment on the Enterprise. Let's see. Oh, okay. I got Irate's channel there. Says he Evil Clipazine says, thank you so much. Outdoors, I would say join the Boy Scouts, but that is starting to go in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's so just the Scouts now.
Yeah, just the Scouts. And also, don't you know that joining the Boy Scouts is something reserved for the privileged elite?
Yep.
I mean, let's get Suris here, or Suris. Let me add Irate's link to the description real quick. So anybody who's listening to this in the future, look down in the description for a link to Irate Prostate's channel. Is that going to work? I hope that works. 1 second. Let me make sure I didn't. I copied it from Twitter. Does it operate the same way? It does. Okay, good.
It should, yeah.
Yeah. I'm always wary when I see a URL that doesn't match what I expect, and I'm like, is that going to work? Is that something else? All right. We'll do another couple of these, and then we'll think about something else to kibitz about.
Cool.
What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, a Florida story from Chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. And my chat is suddenly catching up with itself. I don't know if I've missed something. So hold on a second, guys. All right, there's the
I hate when it does that.
Yeah, so it's like I saw like a super chat like whiz by. I was like, oh shit, did I miss something? No, it's just the old stuff moving through. Okay, there's Evil Clipazines. I hope I haven't missed anything. Okay, I'll watch it for a second here and see if it jumps again. Oh, by the way, I will also give a plug for my friend Gabrielle. Gabrielle has posted finally his latest video to YouTube. Apparently, whatever was preventing him from doing so previously has been lifted or something. It's a long and very hilarious examination of the Special Victims Unit episode that covered Gamergate in so many words. And also a bit of a history lesson on Gamergate itself. And that guy's editing skills blow me away. His timing, his comedy, I put it all into that Criminally Under Sub video about his Dear White People review. But man, I was sitting at work, and I'd already seen it before. He sent me a preview at one point, but I was watching it again because I saw it on YouTube, and I was just snickering out loud at my desk, and my coworker was like, "What's so funny?" And I said, "You wouldn't understand." Thank you, Cryptic. A movie about a guy and his ex erased their memories in an attempt to forget each other, but found each other again, starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. So you want me to read Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind? Cryptic, I don't. I'm gonna end up just plagiarizing something that already exists. Well, not even by accident. Just gonna be like, well, that's just what it is. Unless you want me to like make up something different, but using that exact plot, which you guys are weird. I don't know what to tell you. I'll try. Thank you, W.R. Costin. Do you remember Reading Rainbow? Could I get a topical ad referencing LeVar Ball? A topical ad, you say? Oh, I'll be literal. Thank you, W.R. Costin. Oh, boy. Okay. And as always, guys, I will try to get these all done before tomorrow night's stream. If I get caught up on other things, I'll have to carry them over the next 2 streams, but I'll do my best. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Let me find. What was I going to? Oh, I was going to read this one from Colleen Bernier. Right. This is the Florida man story. Thief in stolen rental truck steals ATM machine from Secret's Gentlemen's Club.
Oh.
Instead of dropping money at the strip club, a burglar hauled off an ATM machine full of it about an hour before Secret's Gentlemen's Club opened on Tuesday. The man loaded the club's single cash machine, a single cash machine. They only have the one? Wow, okay. Into a stolen U-Haul storage truck. And they give the license plate number, AD71108, and drove off. The crime occurred about 10:45. Well, if they have the license plate number, they probably can track the guy down pretty quick, you would think. Anyway, there's just a photo of him carrying it out, and he's like wearing a mask and a helmet with a little flashlight on his head. And oh yeah, he's really concealing his identity there. So,
for his sake, I hope it's a stolen car.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Doubting Tommy says, Scribe Light, Jenna is asking how much for an ad. $10 is the going rate. The going rate. Although I have many people telling me that all things considered, I should start raising my rates, and I'm reluctant to do so because I don't want to make my ads a privilege for the wealthy elite.
You're so woke.
I am totes woke. Totes my goats woke.
Totes my goats woke.
Oh, sorry, did I miss something?
Real quick, since you said that, when Grand Monkey toots, Lady Monkey calls her Toots Magoots. And somehow when she repeats it back, it comes out Toots and Boots. And it's just the cutest. I just think of like Puss in Boots, but he's farting all the time.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
Toots and Boots, a
Little
farting cat.
I know I said it on Twitter. We're going to do a little Grand Monkey break here.
Okay.
This was the other day. We went to lay down. We were playing nap. It wasn't actually nap time. And she insisted I get in my bed. I'm like, okay. And she got in hers. And she has so much stuff on her bed. She took all of my pillows plus all of her pillows, which take up a full half of her bed. And then she pulled a blanket on top of her and got all twisted up in it. And I asked her, I said, do you want me to make your bed? And she goes, it's already a bed.
Oh, Grand Monkey with the dad jokes.
I was like, well, shit. You're right. You're right.
That's perfect. Oh, your granddaughter is an absolute treasure, I tell you.
She is far too smart for me.
Oh, man. Let me find a deep topic to take up the next 10 minutes or so. Why don't we go to our friends at The Root, just for some fun. If there's any fun to be had. The Root. The Caucasian's Guide to Thanksgiving, Part 2, The Menu. All right. Ashley Mented. Sorry, hold on real quick. Thank you, Ashley Mented. Hi, guys. 1, love the streams every night. And 2, a movie ad about Deadpool versus Deathstroke. Ooh,
good one.
I think I could probably swing that together. Now, my Deathstroke lore comes primarily from watching Arrow because I'm not as well versed in DC as I am Marvel. But if that's kosher with you, that's what I'll base things off of. What were we going to say, Monkey?
I feel like they were listening to our stream last night and heard us complaining that they weren't getting the food right.
Oh, well, I guess we'll find out. Okay. This also is written by Michael Harriet, filed under Black Thanksgiving, I suppose. Welcome back, white people. I bet you've never heard anyone say that before. After learning about the guest list for our Black Thanksgiving, you might be wondering why Black Thanksgiving is so different from Wapipo Thanksgiving.
Did he do Wapipo?
He did Wapipo. W-Y-P-I-P-O. Wapipo. As you learn more about Thanksgiving, many of you will say, this is almost exactly like white Thanksgiving, but not quite. Now, here's the thing, Michael. I just call it Thanksgiving. I don't differentiate by skin color because I'm not a racist.
I like to call it Native American Thanksgiving.
I don't think they're very thankful from all I hear.
I think they are. They just need to be brought into the light.
Let's see. It's always the not quite part. Oh, sorry, I jumped over something. Oh no, yeah, this is almost exactly like white Thanksgiving, but not quite. It is always the not quite part that is important. I am just as handsome as Idris Elba, but not quite. Donald Trump's Thousand Island colored skin, bronzer looks very natural, but not quite. America has always treated black people the same as its Caucasian citizens, but not quite. See the difference? Nowhere is that subtle difference more apparent than in the food at Black Thanksgiving. The food at Black Thanksgiving is the syrupy sweet essence of blackness, deep fried and then covered with aluminum foil. The menu at Black Thanksgiving closely resembles any other Thanksgiving menu, but not quite. Okay, the turkey. We're getting into the categories now. The turkey. Unlike white Thanksgivings, the turkey is one of the least important parts of Black Thanksgiving. It is a necessary ingredient because the turkey is what separates a Thanksgiving meal from a family reunion, a cookout, or a post-funeral dinner. In fact, Black Thanksgiving ain't nothing but an interior-based cookout with a turkey.
Okay.
The turkey is the one part of the dinner in which uncles participate. What?
Remember, they weren't allowed in the kitchen.
Right. Okay. Many uncles have begun deep frying turkeys lately because what doesn't taste good when it's deep fried? But uncles are often responsible for carving the turkey. This is not patriarchal. This is simply because every old-ass black man always carries a knife anyway.
Wow.
Again, views expressed on the Lords of the Night reading The Root are not necessarily our personal views, but anyway. Trigger warning. This might be different in other cultures' homes, okay, depending on the tool of choice. For instance, Cardi B, that's the letter B, that's a person's name, I guess. Cardi B's family might use a box cutter to slice the turkey. White people might use racism to divide the turkey into parts. I think I read in a Rolling Stone interview that some people even tried to cut their turkey with Taylor Swift lyrics last year, but they were too dull. That was me laughing because that was
funny.
Yeah, funny. The dressing and the stuffing. I won't even go too deep on this topic because I could talk for hours about this. Plus, Very Smart Brothers, the subsidiary of The Root, already covered the subject better than I ever could. White people eat stuffing. Black people eat dressing. There's nothing at all wrong with stuffing, but I personally believe that the continued ingestion of stuffing can lead to behavioral changes like the inability to recognize the downbeat or the desire to masturbate publicly. I'm just saying, I've eaten dressing all my life and have never once felt the desire to masturbate in a room with more than one person. Harvey Weinstein, Louis C.K., and Mark Halperin are stuffing all their lives... ate stuffing all their lives, and look what happened. That's just science. I'm getting a headache. How many more of these do we have? We got, okay, you tell me if there's something you want to know about. We got macaroni, cornbread, fried chicken, sweet potato-based dishes, greens, a brief word about chitlins, white people shit, other dishes.
White people shit.
All right, let's scroll down to the white people shit. While this is in no way a comprehensive list, referring to the other food items above, there is a very important thing Caucasians need to know about Black Thanksgiving. This is no time for white people shit. I understand that white people are excited by trying new things like jumping off of cliffs with kites strapped to their back and public masturbation, but Thanksgiving is not the place for their gentrification efforts. On Tuesday, a concerned friend sent me this. It's a tweet. It reads, "Y'all, today is our office Thanksgiving potluck. Somebody done put pineapples in the macaroni and cheese. Y'all keep me lifted up in prayer. As I knelt in prayer for him during this hour of need, I knew this had to be a white person. And I'm not one of those people who think that pineapples don't go on pizza. It's your pizza, do whatever the fuck you want. But there are times where you should refrain from your Caucasian shenanigans, and Black Thanksgiving is one of those times. Do not put raisins in your dressing. No one wants vegan pork chops or gluten-free cornbread at Thanksgiving. This is a time to keep your whiteness in check.
Okay, I'm kind of with him on that.
I was a little bit there with him too. Real quick, thank you, Peter Hades. It used to be Peter Silak Hades, and I reflexively want to say that. You could have different tiers. $10 dealer's choice, $15 personal choice, $20 complicated sanguine style. Just a suggestion. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I will keep that in mind. Dare I ask, Peter, do you have an ad you would like in exchange for that? Let me know. But yeah, tiered for complexity.
That's good.
That's not a bad idea. I might have to think about that one. Yeah, a couple of those things you said, like, yeah, gluten-free cornbread, fuck that. No, Thanksgiving is not meant to be a health fest. Okay, unless you have some kind of deadly or otherwise gastrointestinal chaos type allergy or something, take a day and cheat. That's what Thanksgiving is for. Okay, you don't have to eat everything, but just eat enough that you get sleepy.
I do have to say that I find this a little bit funny because of Black people in their predisposition for diabetes. Maybe it's not a predisposition. It's just Thanksgiving. That's what does it.
Cryptic, thank you. Jesus, Drunkle is fucked. Oh, yeah, he is pineapple, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, I guess he can't swim inside the macaroni then, I guess.
The next 6 minutes says nobody puts pineapple in macaroni and nobody puts raisins in stuffing / dressing unless they huff glue. I've never heard about the pineapple in macaroni, but I do know people who put raisins in their dressing.
Yes, I've seen raisins in dressing, yeah.
I'm with you. They shouldn't, but yeah, they do.
Okay, well, guys, we're at the bottom of the hour, and I figure why not? We'll just go on to chat time. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories, or anything else that I can put with a CO in the front of it.
It's the 5 C's.
Yeah, it's the 5 C's. There you go. Put them in the chat now. It's your time. Let us know what you're thinking. And the first question that pops into my eyeballs is from Janix Bizzle. Scribelight, who do you like best? Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Oh.
Paul Newman.
I don't know the Pauls.
I couldn't care less about the Pauls. I'd never heard of them until the whole Jake Paul scandal happened.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I like, it's one of those things where it's like, look, this person's got 7 million followers and they've been around for years and they did this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, I have never, ever heard of this person before. Amazing. The niches we all live in sometimes. Let's see. What else do we got? Okay, P-Dog Knight says, okay, I put golden raisins and walnuts in my dressing and breakfast sausage.
The one we're trying this year has breakfast sausage in it.
What constitutes breakfast sausage?
Jimmy Dean's sausage.
Oh, that kind of. Oh, I thought that was like a special like blend of something like.
Well, it is, but I
okay.
couldn't tell you what the difference is.
Harvos Marvos says, Scribelight Ranting Monkey, what do you guys think of the Lindsay Shepherd incident at Laurier University, or have you discussed it already? We discussed it last night. Collectively, we were. I think outrage would be a legitimate word to put for what the college did to this girl and how they did it. And their response to her, their apology to her was, as even she said, pretty much forced by the fact that she recorded their grilling of her, and if she hadn't done that, no one would know about it, and the college would have gotten away with it. So
you know, even with that, with the apology they issued.
Mm-hmm.
The apology wasn't, we were wrong. It was we handled it wrong.
That's exactly right. They avoided it's like I said last night, it's sort of like throwing a brick through a window and then apologizing for the glass breaking. It's just you're apologizing for the effect and not the action, which is not an apology at all. So let's see. Tall person says, Scribelight, can you post a link to that one channel you were talking about earlier, the one that reviewed the Gamergate? Oh yes. Yes, that is Gabriel. He doesn't have many videos on his channel. He has real life stuff, and he doesn't get around to making them that often. But man, the ones that he has up there, especially his Dear White People review, and just about anything on there, is just absolutely hilarious. I cannot recommend him. I think I'm probably his biggest fan. I think he would probably call me his stalker, but either way, I'll put it. Let's see. I'll put his channel in the chat right now. And for those of you watching this later, it's Gabriel, Gabrihel, and you'll see red glowing eyes in his avatar, and that's the channel you want to look at. Let's see. Dark Alile, Scribelight, regarding last night, our main storyteller said she'd add $5 to the ad if you want to do a character sheet. I'll send the ad info tonight, should have the money shortly. A character sheet? What do you mean, like join the game? I don't have time to join a game. I don't know what you mean by. I mean, I have tons of character sheets, but I don't know that I would want to make promises for that if I can't fulfill it. But yeah, send me the information that you're looking for or that you have for me in the message, and I'll take a look. Scribelight, what are you doing for Black Friday? As little as possible. Let's see. Kara Zering. I'll say that right someday. If you could live in any video game, what video game would you live in, Monkey?
Oh, Leisure Suit Larry.
I was almost going to say that myself. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, serious answer would probably be something like Knights of the Old Republic. Such a great game.
Dark Alile says, Scribelight, idea would be you'd be an NPC designed by you. Ooh, a vampire NPC designed by me. I'd have to know the setting and stuff to do that, and you wouldn't have to add money for me to do that. I'd be happy to do that just for the hell of it. You don't have to pay me to do that. Code Connection says, so Scribe, what is wrong with stalking people? Some people love doing that and remaining totally anonymous, hiding behind a VPN. That's true.
Fair enough.
And if I never have to know about it, okay. Let's see. Scribelight, you said it right. Good, I'm glad. Thank you, Kara. Quill says, I'd live in Lord of the Rings Online. I've never played that. I've heard differing things depending on who it is. I suppose you have to be a real big Lord of the Rings fan to want to do that.
I never played it myself, and what kept me away was some of the more complicated ways you had to do things. I like WoW's streamlined thing. So many people have come along and tried to, redo it, like City of Heroes was a fun game, but the controls suck dick. They should have just done it just how WoW did. They'd have been fine.
You know what we forgot to do?
Monkey Dick, Jim Jones. Movies, smash that like button. And guys, whether or not you like our stuff, share it far and wide. All your social media, at your family gathering tomorrow. Make sure you tell them about us. Have a lot of fun.
Bring up the politics of YouTube content creators over the turkey dinner.
Yes.
Jenna P says, Scribe, did you say you didn't have plans for tomorrow, and will there be a stream tomorrow night? So far as I know, there's a stream tomorrow night on Monkey's channel, per usual.
Keep an eye out on Twitter, because right now I'm planning it, yes.
Okay.
But
things may change. Things may change. Okay, so tenuous, yes. As for tomorrow, my plans are A, working on ads, B, doing a Punisher Netflix series review tomorrow morning. It'll probably be relatively early morning because I'm going to be awake early since I don't have to work, but my body still thinks I have to get up at that time. I'll be awake and I'll just probably do it then. And then, granted that Monkey's plans work out, then we'll do a stream tomorrow night as well. On his channel.
On my channel, yep.
Let's see. Scribelight and Ranting Monkey. I had a good time at work. Had a good time at work last night. I'm glad you did, Scott. McGinnis.
Oh, that's right. He said he couldn't, or he had to leave or something. That's why
that's
he
right.
wasn't around last night. So
That's right. Let's see.
Should I show my vegan cousin Ranting Monkey's video on veganism? Yes. All of them. Somebody hit me up on Twitter and asked me why I was so obsessed with vegans. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, I've barely talked about them. And they said, well, you've made several videos. Last time I looked, I have nearly 400 videos, and I made like 6 on vegans, and apparently that means I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it's like I'm obsessed with TEDx, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Menton said, in what gaming universe would you like to live? Gaming universe? I guess something that's like a series. Would I like to live?
I can't think of one.
DOA volleyball.
You know what? Mass Effect. Mass Effect was awesome. I would love to serve the port in Normandy.
That's true.
Scott wants to know if I'll do a kumite with vegan gains. I already did that. Oh, you mean on the show?
Live? Yeah, you tried to do that. No, yeah, that
we just had a fight club.
Yeah. Yay! I found Ranting Monkey because of veganism videos.
When is Monkey going to do a vid on Reels video? Which one? His latest one?
Yeah.
I don't have much of a problem with his latest one, really. I mean, a couple of people hit me up in DMs asking me what I thought of it.
I haven't seen it. I saw the thumbnail for it, but I don't know what it's about.
The one problem I have with it is it is clickbaity. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is because it's something about proof there's more than 2 genders or something like that.
That's what I saw there, and I figured it had to be something that he was being sarcastic about, because I don't think well, I mean, unless he's had some complete shift in his thinking or knows something about biology that hasn't been published yet.
Well, he does make a fair enough case for there being 5 genders. I forget what the 5th one is, but you have male, female, male to female, and female to male, and there's another one, I forget what it is. But I would argue that all of those, if you're male to female, then that's still female. You still only have the 2. And if you watch all the way to the end of his video, he's not actually making the SJW argument. He's trying to present a way to argue against the 87, 90, however fucking many genders there's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And he does make the case that, it all boils down to male and female. So if you watch the entire video, it's not what the title suggests. I understand clickbait, but you do have to be careful that you let your audience in on the joke pretty quickly. Or because the way I came to even know he had the video out was, I haven't been on YouTube except for streams in the last few days. But I do check Twitter occasionally, and I saw his tweet where he said that he's already lost some subscribers over this and telling people to make sure you watch till the end. Well, if you have to don't make people watch to the end, or, expect what's going to happen. The next 6 minutes, Ranting Monkey, did you ever own a pair of parachute pants in the 1980s? I had 3, damn it. I love my parachute pants.
Scott McGinnis says, Skyblight, will you do a kumite with Dr. Hoff? I would love to just have Dr. Hoff on as a guest one night. I mean, I don't have any animosity towards the guy at all. I think he's probably a very nice guy as far as I can tell. I just decidedly disagree with much of what he has to advocate for. So let's see. Co-Connection says, you are either male, female, or some level of both effeminate male or butch dyke female, and Riley Dennis, whatever that is. K. Rosarian says, what the heck is a kumite? A kumite apparently is a event that wherein people who have beef on the intertubes go onto a stream and hash it out in person rather than over Twitter or something. So it'd be something like, because kumite is a reference to the classic Jean-Claude Van Damme film Bloodsport, and the kumite is a secret underground fighting competition that's basically Street Fighter but real people. Next 6 minutes says, Scribelight, do you agree with Dr. Hasselhoff? Yeah, that too much drinking is bad for your health. I do. Let's see.
I just muted myself again, and I don't know how. I was talking to you, and
yeah.
Anyway.
What were you saying? I thought you were talking to,
I was chanting Kumite.
Kumite. Kumite.
And then I forget what else I said. But as far as the Kumite, I understand why somebody would want to set up, because I think it's Tonkasaw does it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I understand why somebody would want to do that. I don't understand why people with the beef would want to do it on his channel. If I have beef with somebody, we're either going to argue on my channel or theirs.
Right.
Because that's just how I am. I'm a whore.
You know, unless there's some, I mean, if you're going somewhere for, like, I don't know, a neutral moderator to be on their channel so that they have the controls, I suppose.
Yeah.
If it was going to be an actual, like, somewhat formal debate in that way. But yeah, otherwise, if I wanted to talk to somebody, even somebody that I have, you know, a conflict with, yeah, I do it on my channel or go to theirs. That's just the polite thing to do, I would think. Let's see.
And that's not taking anything away from Tonka. I mean,
no,
good on him for thinking of the concept, but
yeah, I wouldn't do a kumite so much. I'd invite that person to talk. Like if I had like I did with Daphne Explores. You know, we had a little bit of a misunderstanding, I guess, and so I was like, "Hey, want to be a guest?" She's like, "Sure," and it was great. You know, let's see. Questions, guys. Questions. I see a lot of talking there, which is great.
Comments, concerns.
Donald the Repentless says, "Oh my! I talked my mom into buying me a pair of parachute pants. I wore them on picture day. I wore them and with a tie and sports jacket. I got some compliments on that, so I never wore them again." A tie and sports jacket and parachute pants. That's
awesome, actually.
That's 80s. That is so 80s. Let's see. Hi, I'm Sneck says, why is there so much drama these days? Don't get me wrong, I'm a sucker for watching drama, but I don't get why there's such an increase in it. It's the ease of communication and I chalk it up to a couple of things. Ease of communication, the ease with which to misunderstand someone in 140 or 280 characters, whatever it is, and seeking your 15 minutes of fame. You know, I mean, because having a beef with someone conceivably exposes you to their audience, especially if we're talking about Twitter wars or YouTube beefs or anything else. And exposure is how people get more subscribers and attention, and that's what a lot of people do. So, you know.
I would say part of it's boredom. You have people. Well, there's two things. You don't have your feminists, your bedroom feminists as much, and so there's less people to respond to. The other part of it is that a lot of people can't take criticism.
Yes, that too. Especially these days.
Yeah. I will give Hi, I Think I'm Real a shit ton of credit for the way he reacted to my video. Initially, he reacted very poorly.
Yes.
Very poorly. And then he spent the day thinking about it, which, by the way, is how I recommend responding to anybody criticizing you.
Yeah, count to 10. Theoretically count to 10 before you respond.
Take some time and see if maybe there is some validity to what they say. All of us, every one of us is capable of fucking up. And the problem online right now is that too many people take it very personal. And then there's another small problem where you have people who try to make more of something than it really is, like blowing things out of proportion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a combination of those three things: boredom, people being too sensitive, and other people being too sensitive. So it's just too sensitive in different ways.
Next 6 minutes says, what is our favorite year of the 1980s? Oh, that's easy. 1986, because that's when the Challenger blew up. I'm kidding. No, it was probably 1989. The Batman movie came out, and a bunch of other stuff came out in 1989 that I'm forgetting right now. But for some reason, 1989 sticks out in my mind as being a great year for Batman and Nintendo and a whole bunch of other stuff because somehow my mind associates 1989 with cool stuff back then.
For me, probably it's either 84 or 85, based largely on movies and music that came out at the time.
Yeah.
Picking one year would be hard. It's that maybe 84 to 86.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Batman came out, Dead Poets Society, Last Crusade, Back to the Future 2, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, When Harry Met Sally, The Abyss, Little Mermaid, which when I was a kid, I liked that movie. Parenthood, Born on the 4th of July, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Uncle Buck, Pet Sematary, Look Who's Talking, Glory, National Lampoon's Christmas. 1989 was a badass year for movies. Let me tell you something.
See, I would say 89, and I'm not meaning to depress anybody here, but that's the year my mom died. So it's also, really negative things happened to me that year. But yeah, movie-wise, excellent year. Anytime after, say, 84, the 80s were just awesome. They really were.
Yeah.
For culture.
Scott says, Scriblight and Ranking the Monkey, are you too old enough to have watched the Miracle on Ice hockey game? I didn't know about it till many years afterwards because I was not, at 84, was not all that cognizant of the rest of the world to have any clue about it.
I am old enough. I'm just not a fan of hockey, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I know way too much about hockey. Just not intentionally, just my father's a big hockey fan, so I know quite a bit about hockey. Let's see. Oh, did UHF come out that year too? Well, geez, like I say, 89 was great.
Geez, yeah. Great. Yeah, that's a lot of good movies.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, 89 is sort of like cultural nexus for so many. I mean, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Last Crusade, man, that was a year. That was a year. Scriblight, what year were you born in? 79.
You know what I think of every time I hear the word or the year 79? It was really hyped up. I was only 4 years old at the time, but I vividly remember the hype around Solid Gold 79.
Well, when I think about 79, the first thing that comes to mind, unfortunately, is the Smashing Pumpkins song 1979.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, it's actually a pretty catchy song, and I liked it back then in the whole sort of waning days of alternative music and everything. So it's decent. Yeah, Scribe is old as hell. Yeah, I don't feel it. And you know what? I don't look it either.
I like that they said you're old as hell.
I know. Yeah, you're the grandfather, and I'm sitting here and I'm childless and all alone.
Older than you.
I know. Yeah, Monkey's a grandfather, for God's sakes, and I'm as old as hell. Jesus. What's he older than? Methuselah?
I'm old as fuck.
Jack Cochran says, I wanted to ride the Soul Train, Ranting Monkey. I was really disappointed to learn it wasn't a real train.
Nice.
Don Cornelius. Don Cornelius and the Soul Train.
Remember Friday Night Videos?
No, what's that?
You honestly don't? Oh, wow. That was an 80s thing.
Do you remember Tuesday Night Terrors on USA? Up all night.
I do.
Yeah, you do Tuesday Night Terrors? Yeah.
Oh, Friday Night Videos is how you watch videos if you didn't have MTV.
Oh, no, we had MTV early on. My parents shelled out for cable. I remember watching the Fraggle Rock when it first came out.
We're not all rich kids.
Dance your cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play. Down at Fraggle Rock. Anyway, I know the theme songs to some old shows. What can I tell you? Kara says, Scriblight, you ain't old till you hit triple digits. Well,
Thank God.
I got my fingers crossed for genetic manipulation that allows me to do that. Or head transplants. We're still waiting on those. Let's see. Fraggles were awesome, says Jesse Jess. Ashley Menton said, The Drew Carey Show. Yes, there's a long forgotten but still great show that nobody really talks about anymore. That was a really fun show.
Yeah.
I liked some of it. I liked what's his name? Craig Ferguson. Craig Ferguson is the boss. And Craig Ferguson, just as a general comedian / host of his TV show when he had it.
Yeah.
Oh man, there are I have to send you a clip from the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. It's about like 5 minutes or something, and it always has me rolling. They're so him and Jeff Peterson, his robotic skeleton co-host. Oh God, so funny. Harvos Marvo says, "What year of the '80s was your favorite? Not just in movies, but in everything that happened within that year." God, I don't know. The history of 1989.
How do you mean? I'm not sure I even understand the question.
Like, I mean, the most significant years I think of, like when I think of years that were incredible to me, were like when something really historical happened, like when the wall fell, Tiananmen Square. I mentioned the Challenger exploding in a joking way, but yeah, I mean, not that those are years that I enjoyed because of those things, but the years that stick out in my mind come from those specific events. And yeah, I don't know the years that I appreciate the most, 19 or things in my personal life that I associate with those years, which but anyway. Towdy Tommy says, "Loved USA Up All Night." Scribe, favorite movie that was on it. Well, my favorite movie from Tuesday Night Terrors was just called The Children, and it was about these kids with black fingernails that ran around killing people. It was great. It was the cheapest horror movie ever. They just took like a permanent marker and colored in some kids' fingernails black, and then like let them reach towards the camera and have somebody scream off camera. It was great. Let's see.
Favorite year of the '90s. That's after my children were born. Everything started just kind of running together. So I couldn't tell you.
Something between 92 and 93, because that's when, like, for my era, so to speak, some of the best music came out. Like that early curve towards grunge before it became totally overplayed and shit. There's some really good stuff in there from before it all became passe. Let's see. We got the 9-minute warning, guys. 9-minute warning. Bloodwing says, "I was married in '82, son born in '84, daughter born in '87, and the last born in '90." Yeah. Bloodwing is an old man. Jack Cochran says, "Early Soundgarden." Yeah, early Soundgarden. Alice in Chains, Dirt, and Sap albums were great. Even songs off of Facelift were really good. Undertow by Tool is a great album. The first album from Machines of Loving Grace, I love that album. I still do. God, what else? I could go on forever. There's some great stuff from back then. Polydub says, "Have you ever had venison?"
Yes.
I think I have, but it doesn't stick in my mind. I've had crocodile sausage before down in Louisiana. That was good. Let's see. W.R. Costin says, "You guys have to take up my definition of old age. Being born on or before August 11th, 1965, or being a grandpa. This allows me leeway for dating filthy rich cougars or ladies." Isn't 1965 when Generation X officially started?
I'm not sure, but I'm a grandpa, so that wouldn't help me.
Well, but you already have your own MILF.
True.
Thank you, P-Dog Night. They hyped the shit out of MTV for weeks before they went live, and a bunch of our friends went to our friend's house with cable and watched the very first video played. Video killed the radio star. Yes. By Monkey, do you know the band that made and played Video Killed the Radio Star? Don't look at the chat. They're going to cheat for you.
I do.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I know I'm asking the worst person for trivia question, but still.
No, I'm very good at trivia, actually. Bands that band names I've always had trouble with. But I do know this. I just can't remember it.
Okay, it's the Buggles.
Yes.
Yeah, the Buggles were the very first video played on MTV, which was very appropriate. I mean, I couldn't get a more appropriate thing to play.
Yeah, all my mind could think of was the Bangles, and I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, you're close. Yeah, the Bangles. Oh, the Bangles, man. Oh, 80s rocker girls were hot.
Susanna Hoffs was hot, and the one other chick in the band was, but the other two, the one,
yeah,
the little redheaded one, she was cute.
The girls from Bananarama. Oh, when I'm Your Venus. Like when I was a little kid, I was very little when the song came out, but at that time I still knew I was having funny feelings in my stomach, and I didn't have an explanation for them when I watched I'm Your Venus. Let's see. Back in the day when MTV played music, it was so weird when MTV started doing like original TV shows and stuff, and like, I mean, I liked Liquid Television. I like Beavis and Butthead and that kind of stuff. But when they started doing like sci-fi dramas like Dead at 21 and that kind of shit, like, what are you guys doing? This is music television, not the sci-fi channel. What now?
Real World.
Oh, Real World. I always said the only legitimate season of that show was the first one because nobody had any conception of what was going to come to them.
Yes.
Every season after that was like, oh my God, I'm going to get so famous. And we have to find like, it was almost like bringing together the worst Avengers team. Like, oh, we got a race car driver and a sheriff's deputy, and we've got everybody's got to have some like quirky little thing about them, and it's like this is not real anymore. Although I will say, Real World San Francisco was probably the one I liked the most because there was so much interaction and drama with with Puck and Pedro Zamora and Judd and all those other guys in there. I still remember their names. Yeah. And
I remember Puck and Pedro.
And there's the one guy, I think it was David. He was a comedian. He got kicked out like in the first 5 episodes or something because he supposedly grabbed one of the other girls in an incorrect manner, and he was kicked out because she felt threatened or something. I don't even remember what the details were.
Oh, he works for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, sorry, Scribelight. I put my ad request in the chat. MTV news show. Oh, MTV's new show, MTV Now and Then. What are they doing now? I haven't watched MTV in so long. I could talk about the then. I don't even know what they're doing now, but I'll see what I can do, P-Dog. That might be a research ad because I have no idea what they're up to these days. I remember when MTV2 came out, so they could start playing music again.
Mm-hmm.
But 4-minute warning, guys. So make Europe strong again. Favorite Spinal Tap song?
I've never seen Spinal Tap either. Never listened to any of the music from it.
I remember the name of one of their songs somewhere in the back of my head, but it's escaping me. So I'm no good for you right now.
Yes, I know. I should see it.
Scott McGinnis says, have we ever had fantasies about Britney Spears and J-Lo? And at the same time, no. There was a brief window when I thought Britney Spears was attractive.
Oh, she was cute when she was younger, yeah.
Yeah. Not at that young, but when she got, there were some videos that she was pretty hot in, but yeah, J-Lo, not.
I never thought J-Lo was that attractive. I'll be honest.
Not really. I mean, I didn't think she was kind of horrible looking, but
yeah, she's not butt ugly, but I've never got the.
I did like her in her underwear in The Cell. If you ever saw The Cell, which is a fucked up movie. Do not watch that movie if you're high. But The Cell, yeah. Also doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, then she attacked an SUV with an umbrella, says next 6 minutes. Yeah, she went kind of crazy. But then, honestly, if you got that famous and that rich and that exposed at that young an age, just look at a lot of child actors and how nutballs they go. It's not surprising to me. So there's a little bit of sympathy there for somebody that gets turned into a product when they're barely out of their diapers. Let's see. Jesse just says Justin Timberlake was my bae back then. Well, to each their own, I suppose. I never. Did you ever have any like celebrity crushes when you're growing up? I never really did. There wasn't any like bikini girl or actress or something that I was just like over the moon gaga for.
No, my older brother always did. Like him and Alyssa Milano. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Oh, he must have loved Kiss of the Vampire.
He may have. I don't.
Yeah, because she gets naked in that one. a little bit.
For me though, I mean, I always liked the older women. Like I had the hugest crush on Erin Gray.
Oh yeah.
And she was, I mean, when Buck Rogers was on, I was little.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she used to give me a little happy in my pants.
Sanguine says, Scribelight, if you do the tiered ads, then I'm going to go far, far weirder. Dude, you've been sending me some stuff, the most esoteric, obscure things. I don't know if I'm going to go tiered. I got a lot of things to think about the ad stuff and just free time usage, but we'll think about that another day. Guys, it is the top of the hour. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. As always, you guys are the best audience that we could possibly ask for, if we did ask for an audience, but we're begging audience. Please stay with us. I thank you in absentia to Based Mama for coming and visiting us for the first hour. Always nice to have her on. Hopefully we can have her on for a full show in the near future. Tomorrow night, guys, tentatively, barring there being Thanksgiving circumstances, we'll be on Monkey's channel at the regular time for the stream. Tomorrow morning sometime, I don't have a specific time yet, I'll be doing a stream here reviewing the Punisher Netflix series and my observations and opinions on that, if you are all interested. Let's see, and I think that's all the big stuff. So chat, thank you for coming out tonight. Everybody, thank you for your donations. I'll be working on the ads tomorrow as well. I have the free time to do it, thankfully. Moderators, thank you for watching over things, as always. And Monkey, thank you for joining me. Mm-hmm. Everyone, your lives make us sad. We will see you tomorrow.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe.